Hey everyone, welcome to week 19 of 12 Months of Less. This week we are talking about getting real with your debt. Back in the fall, I was listening to the Minimalist podcast and they had an episode just talking about, do you even know how much debt you're in? And I was like, you know what? I don't think I do. And I was mowing the grass when I was listening to it and it just kind of like went past my mind. I'm like, you know, I really don't know how much debt I'm in. But later that night, something happened and I started thinking about it again. And I was like, okay, I should probably figure it out. So I was laying in bed and I literally just logged into like all my loans and I started writing down, you know, my car, this much, my credit card, this much, my student loan, this much, my other student loan, this much. Added it all up. And I couldn't believe how, well, I knew I had a lot of debt, but just seeing that number, I'm like, okay, wow, maybe it's time to do something about this. And actually, when I saw that number, that's kind of what prompted me to start this whole 12 months of less and get out of debt. This week, that's what we're talking about, getting real with your debt. If you already, well, number one, if you don't have any debt, then you can skip past this week. Way to go. I'm so glad you don't have debt because it can be a little stressful. Number two, if you already know how much debt you're in, then great. I'm sure you are working toward getting out of it. But if you are like me last fall and you have no idea how much debt you're in and you just think that you're going to keep paying the minimum payment the rest of your life, I promise you there is a better way. But first, before you start to think that way, you have to get real with your debt and figure out how much debt you're in. So when I started to calculate everything, I ended up making this. I called it my financial freedom plan. There's a blank template in the email you can create yourself. And it just goes through, oh, pardon me if I have to sneeze. All right, maybe not. Whew, these allergies. Not feeling so hot because of them, but it's all good. The top part of it is your debt, and the second part of it is your debt snowball. So first, what you're gonna want to do, and I'm gonna kind of maybe just fill this out with you. We'll get a gradient marker. I actually have this posted in several places in my house. I filled out my worksheet back in January, I think, after I read Total Money Makeover. But I have it hanging throughout my house. I have a copy here. I have a copy in my closet, so I see it every morning when I get dressed. I have a copy right by my bed, so I see it when I go to bed. And a copy in my like planner folder thing that I carry around all the time. So that way it's just in my mind. My copy actually has my bill schedule at the top, so it tells me like what bills I'm paying at what date. But you don't really, I don't think you need that for this. If you want it, shoot me an email. I'll send you that copy. But I took out that and it's really just listing your debt and then the debt snowball. You'll probably need to log into your accounts. Again, ignore the top part. It's just really the bottom part. So I have listed here like my credit card, $5,000 or $5,537.76. Get specific with it. You can write the date here that you're starting. And then I have my car, I have my student loans, and I have them broken out by each single one that I have. And you want to list your debt smallest to largest because that's how you're going to pay it off. You're going to pay it off smallest to largest. It doesn't matter the interest rate. And the reason why is because when you build momentum of paying things off, then it's more of a mental thing than a math problem. When you're in this mindset where it's like, oh, I just paid this small one off and then this one and then this one, you feel like you're moving places versus say you have this $20,000 loan with 0% interest rate and it's like you're not getting there quick. List them smallest to largest. Technically, I have mine. Mine is in the email too if you want to look at it closer. But I have mine. My credit card is technically the lowest at $5,500. Then my car is $12,600. And then I have 2 student loans. One's $28,000 and the other one is $46,000. Technically, because I was listening to a Dave Ramsey podcast, they're split up and you really should order them least to greatest this way. But I just am I was set on paying off my credit card and I'm set on paying off my car. So I'm going to keep it this way, the 5, 12, 28, and 46. To add everything up to see how much debt you are in. So you're getting real with your debt. And then the next part, it's your debt snowball. So you want to go back and write what debt it is, the minimum payment. So if you, for instance, I was paying on one of my student loans, I was paying more than the minimum. So I went in and adjusted it. So that way I could take more of that money and put it toward my smallest debt. Because what will happen is, let me write it down so you can see it here. So let's just write credit card. And my minimum payment was $25, I think, but I was paying $500 on it a month. And so I'm just gonna write my snowball payment was $500. And the due date, that's mainly just to, it's there so you can keep track of when you have to pay them. And then my car is next, and the minimum payment for that is $280. Now that I have paid off my credit card, what I'm doing is I'm adding my minimum payment for my car to the minimum payment for my credit card. So now that I don't have my credit card because I've already paid it off, I'm gonna add the $500 to the $280, and now I'm paying $780 a minimum a month. If I have extra money, I'm tossing it to that debt so I can get it paid as quick as possible. And then we're gonna start off with, so then after that is my student loan, the Fed loan. And the minimum payment I'm paying right now is $252. So I'm gonna add the $252 to the $780, and it's $1,032. So it's called the snowball because your money starts rolling over in your, like, by the end of it, you're gonna have this avalanche that you're just throwing your money toward to getting rid of that debt. I think that's it for getting real with your debt. If you have any questions, as always, you can email me or get in the Facebook group and we can chat on there. But yeah, that's it for this week. I will see you next week, week 20.